Boom! CypherTalk with Maribeth. What is up?
Hi.
Yeah, get up on that mic if you can.
Okay.
I'm excited to have you here because we were just talking about it earlier. Like, we've known each other for a while, and you've known me before I even met my crew members. So that's a long time.
I remember you. Yeah.
Do you remember how we met?
Yeah. You were in this debut that I was choreographing, and you were this like cute little kid that was like super getting into like just like dancing, and it was, you could just see the spark in your eye, and I'm like, nice.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting debut. I think it was my cousin's debut, and you were choreographing, and I was like, oh, this girl's pretty good. Like, I think we had one choreographer before you, and then something happened with that person, and then you came along, and then like, yes, this is way better. And I don't know if you remember.
I'm pretty sure I have that video somewhere.
Oh yeah,
like
really?
Both of them, the waltz and the hip hop dance.
Oh yeah,
I should find it.
You should, because there is one embarrassing, actually, one part where I didn't screw up the choreography. This other girl did. I won't mention her name, but she screwed up the choreography, went the other way, and hit me. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I remember in the choreography, I'm like, what the hell? It made me look so bad, right? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll tell you who it is after, but because Andrew will know who it is.
Name and no names.
But I think I don't know if you remember, but Earl was a part of that as well. And Earl, the b-boy.
Okay, in the debut.
Yeah, well, I think he was choreographing a part of it. I don't remember that well, but he was doing something with that debut.
But are you talking about? Do you remember RC? RC also helped with that debut.
I don't.
John RC.
I don't even remember. No, I don't know. I was so young. I was like a baby.
So young and naive. Oh man, debuts.
So you've been doing a lot of traveling, eh?
Yes, yeah. I travel a lot. It's like a thing that I really love to do.
I always like if I don't know if I'm not sure if you're here in Winnipeg, that means you travel a lot. I'm like, should I message this person? I don't know if she's here or not. Like, are you here? You're not,
yeah, like, especially in the summer. Like, the summer is like a write-off. I'm not really usually in Winnipeg. Right.
Because you teach like during the school year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did you get into teaching?
I guess I kind of realized I wanted to be a teacher at the end of high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to teach. I guess I had been teaching dance since like I was 13, like just like teaching dance with my friends and like choreographing and then just like as a serious career, like I just was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Like I really love this. And then I went to the University of Winnipeg and Red River College, and I finished my education degree, but like I'm also an industrial arts teacher, so that's why I went to Red River, and then that's what I ended up doing professionally, and it's been awesome because it's like being a shops teacher is like super dope because like you get to see kids be creative and like use their problem solving in their hands, and they're up and they're active, and it's like something different than what most of their day is like. So, and it's like really related to a lot of like dancing. I almost feel like because dancing is a physical thing, right? So just like same kind of motor skills or whatever. So
it's interesting because me and Stalls had this discussion when we were driving out to Morden for a battle, but he's like, once you he was dropping some like philosophical. See, I don't even know words. I'm not a school teacher, ladies and gentlemen. I am not a school teacher, but he was dropping some philosophy type stuff, and he's like, once you know dance, like once you're good at one thing, like you know how to be good in like everything else or whatever, like steps, like everything relates to everything else, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel that's something that people can like kind of compare to. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that it's so trippy to see like people I know from the dance scene be teachers, and it's like, whoa, you're a teacher. Like it seems like, I don't know, it seems kind of baffling to me. Like Nim, Like, Nim's a teacher? What?
I am so excited for his podcast.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Like, he's such a character. Yeah, like, I mean, it's like surprising, but it's not, because like hip hop culture is about like each one teach one, and like, you know, like bringing up our own community. And so like they say, like, if like, you know, to really master any subject, like you have to teach it, right? And so it's like, I don't know, it's cool to see that there are, you know, older generations that have continued this like legacy, and like will continue to do so, right? I mean, like, hip hop's been a thing for a very long time now. Now there's Netflix shows about it.
Yeah, we were talking about this, The Get Down. Oh man, that's an awesome. That's an awesome. I watched that whole thing in one day. I sat at home and just watched all of it. And then Ricky was talking about it, because Ricky from Dangerous Goods, and I'm like, yo, what episode are you at? I'm on like episode 3 or whatever. And he asked me where I'm at. I'm like, oh yeah, I finished the whole thing. So, but it's a crazy, like, Grandmaster Flash shows up in there, and Cool Herc. These are all spoilers, but whatever. It's been out for a while, so.
If you don't know hip hop, if you don't know, now you know. Yeah, like it's awesome, because like I don't know if you've read like Jeffrey Chang's like Can't Stop Won't Stop, and like I don't know, like, you know the history, but like, man, to see it visually is just like so satisfying, right? Because you're just like, I mean, those actors are really good on that show, and that shows Baz Luhrmann does, I think, a good job on just like doing his thing.
Marlene, come back, Marlene. How important are those values that you get from hip hop? Because I think a lot of people don't know about, like, okay, there's each one teach one, which is a pretty common one. There's some others like show and prove. Part of the reason why we have judge showcases is because I feel like if you don't know how to do the art form you're judging, it's kind of like, you know, it
doesn't make sense.
It's a hit on your credibility for sure, right? Yeah. So, like, have you incorporated any of those values into your class or how you live or anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, for sure. It's crazy because like while I was in college, they were like presenting us with this idea of like indigenous like teachings of like, you know, what it makes to make a whole child, like a whole being, and like what kind of values do they need to experience. And like there's 4. I'm gonna try to remember what they are, but like being independent and feeling masterful at something, feeling belonging, and then I can't remember the 4th one. It'll come to me. Anyways, so like I kind of was like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, like, all right, so how can I like compare hip hop and like what does it have to do with this, right? I'm like, what, like, because obviously hip hop has had a big part of my life, right? And like in like making me the person that I am, right? And so I was like, hey, well, belonging, like you feel like you're in a community of people that support you, that like care for you and like want to bring you up, right? And then if you're looking at like mastery, right, like you have different skills that are involved in hip hop culture, like, you know, like rapping or like dancing, or you're talking about like teaching, right? Like those are things that you can feel like you can be really good at, right? And feeling independent, like being able to, like, for example, like, you know, take responsibility of your actions, right? For example, like if you battle, right, like if you lose, then that's on you, right? So I'm totally gonna Google the thing, because like I'm gonna totally not remember, but yeah, like, so it just kind of made sense, like that hip hop is just made out of things that are just gonna keep a culture growing and move it in a positive way. So
yeah, I think a lot of that has to be relayed, especially to even us, but like the younger generation in particular, just because it kind of gets lost. Like everybody talks about the 4 elements: DJing, MCing, graffiti, and like breaking, but nobody talks about the other elements that are like the what Buddha Stretch calls the true elements, right? It's like peace, love, unity, and having fun, right? So, and it sounds kind of hippy dippy kind of stuff. But it's really true, right? It's what keeps everything together. And everybody forgets about the fifth element, right? I think Africa Bambaataa talks about it. It's the knowledge is power, right? So knowledge is the fifth element, because without knowledge you can't really excel in the four like physical elements or whatever. So did you find out what the fourth one was?
It was generosity. So,
generosity.
I mean,
okay.
yeah, like, you know, giving to others, giving to your community, giving to yourself. Yeah. So, I mean, it's all right there, right? And I'm like, yeah, that totally makes sense. And this is something that I practice in my everyday teaching. And like, I totally agree with it. Because if I didn't have those four things going for me, you know, in this hip hop culture, in my family culture, then I don't know if I would be like the whole positive person that I am.
Yeah.
So.
How did you start dancing? What's the story behind that?
I came out of my mother's room dancing.
Just waving, just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like a little baby just waving.
Pa, pa. No, I was just that kid that was just like running around the house, like watching Much Music videos, like trying to copy everything that I saw, and like vividly remember being a child and like watching MC Hammer videos and like teaching myself like what to do, and like being the kid that had the cousins and we would dance, like make dance move like numbers in the basement, and like, and then my mom tried to like put me in ballet, and like even at a young age I was like, no, that's not for me, like I don't do ballet. And then she like kind of tricked me into joining a Filipino dance group called Magdaragat, and like ended up doing it, and like it was really fun because I met a lot of friends and like learned about our culture. And so there that was I guess the first time where I got like some formal like hip hop dance training, because a lot like we did that alongside of like learning like folk dances.
Didn't CCAT kind of come from that as well, or was it part of that? Yeah,
so a lot of the people like that were in the core group were also in Magdaragat, like that's how they met as friends. So around junior high I kind of like stepped back from that from like that group because I needed to like focus on like sports and stuff like that. And then like was just like kept dancing with my friends, and then you know high school happens and then everyone's like, oh, you're a good dancer, be my debut, and like, oh, not choreograph my debut. Yeah. Like, so yeah, like that's sort of the story behind my dance.
How did you meet the rest of the members of Defined Movement?
Oh yeah, so like after high school I was like, oh, man, like what am I gonna do? Because at the time there wasn't like, this is like pretty much the precipice of like all the hip hop crews beginning to form, because like there wasn't really anything available. And I was like, well, what am I gonna do? I want to keep dancing. So I ended up joining my friend Laura, who I went to high school with, was like, yo, I'm in this hip hop troupe at Winnipeg Contemporary Dancers, like you should like join. And I'm like, okay, cool. So like I did that, and that's where I ended up meeting like Kellyanne and Loa and like Demesia and like and Taisha, like pretty much DM, right? Like and then I just like, I guess I ended up starting training with them and just like hanging out with them, and eventually it was like, yo, like you want to be a part of DM? Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, nice. It just kind of worked out, which was great, because like I was really bummed about like, you know, like prior, like, or what my life was gonna be like after high school, right? Because like, you know, I was in the dance program there under like Miss Sophia and Patty Caplet, and like I was like, oh, I don't want to like lose this opportunity to dance anymore. So it was so like. That's why it's like almost like kids these days should like really be thankful, right? That they have all these different crews to join, or like all these really great dance programs at their schools.
Yeah, that's another thing that's pretty huge, right? I mean, you started before I did, but really like there wasn't anything like that for schools unless there's something that kind of supported it in a little way. Like going to festival or whatever. I remember going to Manitoba Dance Festival when I was like 15 or entering the novice category. So, like I choreographed a lot of like a routine, right? And then I was like, oh, let's enter this, and And then one of the teachers helped me out in junior high. I don't know if you remember Andrew, Mrs. Keelman. Yeah, she helped me get into Manitoba Dance Festival, and that's where I first I went to choreograph. And yeah, like there wasn't a lot of that back then. Now, like every high school has a dance team. Like pretty much every big high school has like.
Yeah, and they're super strong like dance teams.
Yeah, and then the people who graduate from those schools come back and teach at those schools, like teach dance at those schools, and it's like, whoa, holy crap.
Yeah, and just so it's good. The caliber has definitely like it's up there now for sure. So it's really exciting to see that the younger generation is. It shouldn't be like that too already, right? Like it's like that everywhere else, you know, in the world. I feel like so. It's good. It's good for our community, and it's good for our culture. So, when I say ours, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop,
hip hop. Yeah. One thing that I think you don't get credit for a lot right now is that like your freestyling is getting really, really good. Like this is something that I noticed, and I'm like, oh, where like this is Maribeth's like coming out of nowhere, just like boom, like like I don't expect it for some reason. I'm just chilling and like. See, whoa, that was a crazy round. That was a sick round. How do you like? What's your thought process when you dance? Is there like a kind of like a strategy when you battle or anything, or is it kind of just whatever you feel? Like how is it like in your head when you're dancing?
I guess like it's kind of crazy because like you know this feeling like when you're battling, it's like it's such a rush of like energy and like emotion that like sometimes it's almost like an out of body experience. But like I don't know, for me I guess like I try my best to react to the music and like whatever style that I feel like suits it. I have my pizza has arrived.
Is your pizza here? Oh,
super random, right? So we're going on a pizza break.
Well, we'll just keep it going. I'll just keep talking while she grabs her pizza.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah.
What's going on here?
No, we were just talking about. I was just talking about Three-Peat. Andrew was mentioning they're gonna have a release party. You've been to Egg's show, right? Like the Three-Peat?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? I like their show.
I love them. They're so great. They make me like so proud to be from Winnipeg. I don't know. Yeah, like they're talented dudes doing really great music. So, and they're multi-talented. So.
Yeah. It's crazy because they're pretty new, like onto the scene. Anyways, I think they've only been together a couple of years, and then they're just putting everything together. They have a sound dude, like Anthony Carvello helps them out with sound and stuff. And I think Steve makes beats. Yeah, you can go ahead. Steve makes beats too. It's crazy. I wonder if Egg still breaks. He probably just breaks just like on his own or whatever in his like bedroom or something. But yeah.
What was in the middle of? Oh, I was talking about battle mentality. Yeah, I just like react to the music and then whatever I feel like doing. Like, I don't know, some people like, I know they'll stick to their style that they feel like most comfortable with, but like if it's freestyle battle, then like, you know, I'm gonna incorporate whatever I feel like doing at the moment. And if that's a style that's more like looks like house, or if that's like a little bit of like breaking, like I'll do that. Like let my body go and kind of just like do what it wants almost.
Yeah.
Well, obviously there's still strategy. Like, you know, if some person is trying to burn me, like I'm not gonna just sit there and take that. So yeah.
But like it's insane that I don't think people talk about it, or maybe I just don't hear about it. But you know about a bunch of different styles. Like, right, you've done house, you do dance hall. What else? Like, I mean, hip hop is, you know.
Yeah, like I guess New Jack Swing, like urban choreography, if you want to call it. Like I've in my past, I've done like ballet and tap and jazz, and like I did a lot of whacking over this summer.
Yes.
And voguing and like
nice.
So
Do you know who Rena is from Vancouver?
I think I met her. Yeah. I met a lot of people this summer.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Okay.
yeah. It was yeah.
I only mention her because she's really dope at whacking and she's super hot. I think I've mentioned her on this podcast like 3 times already. Like,
hoping that you'll hear it.
Yeah. Please hear it, please, and please come to Winnipeg and please let's go out on a date. No,
do it, girl.
It's so funny because I asked Spooks, right? Because Spooks was or lives out in Vancouver or something. And then like, have you met her? And then no, but no, I forgot about that whacking, right? And I feel like, I think that's kind of underappreciated how many styles you do, like,
thanks.
especially given that not a lot of people do that, right? And it's hard to adapt to music and change your style because like mostly people are just invested in maybe 1 or 2 styles like max, and then to see more variety is like, whoa, it's good.
I saw Lady C this summer. Like I took some classes with her and I saw her battle against Pyro. Oh my god, that was insane.
What kind of battle was it?
It was a locking battle.
Oh
my god, it was insane. And I just like I look at a lady like a person like Lady C and I'm like, she's like around my age, but like, oh my god, like how excellent she and masterfully she does all the different styles.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about like how much time that takes to do that. And like my boyfriend was saying like, and also like you can tell like someone that does those styles like teaches those styles every day, and then you can tell like how like just in the way that she moves, right? And I'm like, man, that's like amazing how you can be at that caliber. And like there's lots of people that are doing that all over the world, but
there's some people who can do that. I don't know, like it just seems like Lady C can do that, Pyro can do that. I feel even Shaq is like that too. Shaq is like one of those dancers who's like all styles and like does like everything. He's just so like into it and
invested.
Yeah. And still good at like those styles separately. Like you see Caroline when she does locking, like okay, she can go in depth with that style. Like it's just not a shallow understanding of it. And this is the conversation me and Shaq had as well when he was on the podcast, was that I told him, you don't like with you don't have a shallow understanding of each style, like how some people like, some people throw in a locking move or whatever in a battle, and it's like it's not really developed. Like you could see that they haven't worked on that much. They just throw it in there for whatever. But he totally went deep in all the styles, and breaking especially. I'm pretty impressed with like, whoa, like how did you get that good in breaking within like a couple of years?
Put in the time.
Just practice. Yeah,
you gotta practice.
And practicing with the right people too, right? So
yeah,
I guess it's a mindset. But you've delved into breaking as well, right?
I've been breaking for a long time now, like for about like 10 years. Like that's when I first like was exposed to it, like Earl and quick beats and stuff. Like that's who I like started breaking with, and I was like in and out of my life just because like it's funny, like his sister was always like, oh, it's gonna be hard, like after you finish high school, like life's gonna get really busy and like it's gonna, it takes a lot of time when you want to get good at something like breaking, right? So unless you're Shaq. But like it's something that's come in and out of my life, and but I always love it and I like respect it, and it's like, it's helped me a lot in terms of just like, I guess, my understanding of hip hop culture and like how I want to, like present myself. And so I spent some time like working on that this year too. And so I think for me it's like you do kind of have to focus on a couple like styles or whatever, like things you want to focus on in terms of like improving yourself as a dancer, just because realistically everyone's like pretty busy with their like trying to make money life and like their artistic life. It's like if you're one of those lucky individuals who can merge the two, great, but like for most people it's like you have to find a good balance and like, you know, also like make sure to not overwhelm yourself. Cause like, yeah, I have a good story about like not keeping good balance of your life.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Do you want to hear it?
Yes. Let's hear that. I want to hear that.
Yeah. So there was like a time where like I was just coming out of like the end of my like job for this like school that I was just like my first position as a teacher. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to dance, like we're trying to get ready for a competition, and with my old crew like DM and like a bunch of friends and stuff. And I was trying to balance the two, like working and like also like dancing, but like I was dancing till like 2 a.m, right? And like going to work and like and just like some drama happened and like things kind of fell apart right before the competition, and like I was really upset and like, you know, like running on like zero energy, and like made the bad decision to like drive while I was like super fatigued, super tired, like very upset still, and like and I got into a car accident. Like I fell asleep at the wheel and I like crashed my car and I flipped over and it was crazy. And like, yeah, like I almost died, like, and then after that, like that was like a big realization moment where I was like, okay, like I can't do it all, because I've always been that type of person that's like super, has lots of energy, like wants to do everything, but and then like trying to like balance my like love for dance, but also like my need to like, you know, do well in my career. So that was like, I needed to step back from dance, even though I didn't really want to, but kind of like say like, okay, well, I can't be like, and that's kind of, I see the struggle with like younger dancers, like especially the ones in teams and stuff, because like, you know, sometimes the only time to practice is later at night when everyone doesn't have anything like work to do, right? So yeah. But like there has to be some sort of a balance, like anything else, right? Like you have to give up something that you might enjoy in terms for like your health, your mental health, and your physical health. For
sure, right? So you took a step back from dance for a little while?
Yeah.
At that point?
Yeah, at that point, yeah. Like I just was like, okay, like I'm not gonna do a team anymore right now. Like I'm not gonna like overwhelm myself. I'm just gonna focus on my own like health, right? And it was good, and it was nice to see kind of step back for a bit and just kind of relax, and I went back to it like after, I don't even know, like must have been like a year and a half, year or whatever. I kind of was like, I miss it again, like I want to dance, and like, okay, how can this work out? And I just like, it just ended up being that my job at the time was going to turn into like a part-time position where I was like subbing. So around that time, it was like January 2015. That's when I decided to join Project. And I was like, yeah, I miss it. Like I want to dance again. And I really like was like, I liked what Project was doing, and I liked that I could see the improvement in the whole group and as individual dancers. And I was like, I respect that. Like, cool. I'll join this crew. And it was great. Like we had an amazing year, like training with them and like getting to know more people. And like, you know, it was like such a whirlwind, because we were like, okay, first we're going to do Canadian National Hip Hop Championships. And then like we like did that. And, you know, it was like, we placed third, and it was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then like them telling us like, okay, now you're going to go to HHI. And I was like, what? Because like, of course, like growing up, they're like, man, that's like, as a choreography hip hop dancer, you're like, Hip Hop Olympics, like that'd be like bucket list thing, right? Like, and I was just always like, I just want to go and watch. And then, you know, here we are like representing our city, like the first team to ever do so, and like representing my country. Like that was insane. I'm like, yo, that whole year was just like crazy and awesome, because we trained so hard. Like so hard. I've never danced so hard in my life. Like, you know, 6 hours a day sometimes, leading up to the competition.
Well, I think it's just because, well, part of it must be because you guys value that competition so much, like especially coming from Winnipeg. Like, oh, we like this may be like our only chance to actually go to this thing or whatever, right? So you guys actually like took advantage of that and be like, okay, we have to train like really hardcore and represent. And I was pretty excited that you guys did that. I'm like, oh yeah, So at least if I go out there anytime, they'll be like, oh yeah, like I know project people, and like, oh shoot, like maybe they'll recognize that.
Yeah.
Because there's that whole recognition thing as well when CCAT went to Toronto for the beatdown, and then when I went there, I think I went there after them, but I think I remember them talking about, because Pyro was talking to me about CCAT's set, and like and like people knew about it, and like so they associate Winnipeg with CCAT, and then I say I'm from Winnipeg, and then that's how they know. But yeah, it's it's pretty crazy to think about, like, especially you probably think about like where you kind of started, or where the dance scene started, and then how it is now today. What are your thoughts of like how it is now and where it's going?
I think it's great. I think there's more kids dancing. There's more like opportunities for them to dance, and I know personally I would like to see a little bit more training in like the funk styles, foundational styles, because like as much as like choreography is great, like there's a reason that like that those are the way things are, right? And I feel like if you're gonna say like you're a hip-hop dancer, like you should know, like, or at least like know like knowledge wise, if you can train in the styles, great. It's hard in Winnipeg, I'm not gonna lie, like even for myself, like that's why I spent my summer in Toronto, and like because it's just like not all of the styles you want to train in are here, right? So but in terms of like hunger that I see, and like how much like commitment like the younger generation has, like I think that's like it's really exciting. And then I just like, I guess for me, like the advice I give to all those kids that are like at 17 18, right, that are like, oh, like where am I gonna dance now? Like there's always opportunities, and even if you just do it by yourself, like like that would be good too. I think freestyle dancers, they need more freestyle dancers in the city too.
Well, my hypothesis, trying to act all smart and stuff. This is how smart I am. Look, I'm talking to a teacher right now, a school teacher, and I'm keeping up. No, kidding. No, I think that the next best freestyler is gonna come from a small town out of like Manitoba, like not even from Winnipeg.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I've seen some people, I'm like, ooh, I see, like, you kind of see like potential in people's movement, like how they move. Like, oh, this could be something like this person could be really good at, right? So I think somebody from one of the small towns in Manitoba is gonna get really good, like somebody maybe from Steinbach or from, I don't know, Brandon. And Brandon's not even that small of a town, but yeah. I think it's going to come out from somewhere out there, Port of the Prairie.
Why?
Why? One thing that I noticed is, do you know who Breton Salent is?
I think so.
Guy from X Company. He's in Boston now.
Yeah.
He threw that Steinbach.
Yeah.
Yep. I think he kind of planted a seed of like, oh, these are the kind of styles that, because he teaches out in those little towns, right?
Yeah.
These are the styles that are available, right? He kind of gives them an intro into them. And then I've seen a couple of them come out to battle, and you can kind of see you can see the potential in them and see like, oh, they want this. I think this is where they're kind of going with this dance or this movement and how and the quality of movement that they're doing. Like this one guy, his name is Draco. And I was like, oh, he's doing these waves and some of these tuts and some of this kind of like animated robot style. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. And then like, so that's where I want to kind of like be like, hey, try this, try that, and suggest some things, and then hopefully get them to a point where they're like, improving a lot. Because I don't think it takes that long to become a really good dancer. I think honestly, I think it only takes a year to be pretty good. Yeah. Like if I could mold the ideal popper, I'd be like, okay, I'll just do this and do this, and you have to have the desire to become like really good, and then they could just be, really really sick. And it only takes a year because there's so much information now.
Yeah.
You point somebody in the right direction, and they follow that in practice. They can be really good real quick. So and the proof of that too is Shaq. Shaq has done that with Styles. I remember teaching him locking, and then now he's like super good. I even told him on the podcast, "Hey Shaq, man, I think you could beat Pyro in a battle. Like in a locking battle, I think you could beat Pyro. I haven't seen Pyro battle recently, but I've seen some of his footage." But yeah, Shaq is one of those guys who can do that.
Shaq is, I love him.
But no, there's this one battle, Pyro versus Treklock. Okay. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's a locking battle. Okay, Pyro's good, but Treklock just murders in that. I'm
gonna watch it.
Yeah, all due respect to Pyro, but like Treklock was on another level with his locking, and he's one of the guys who only focuses on like one style. I wanted to ask you too before I just go into my random stories.
Okay.
What are who are the people that you've met who are like, oh shoot, this is so and so, like you've been like kind of starstruck, or just like, whoa, that's that person, or you kind of like don't believe that you're actually taking their class or meeting them or whatever?
Oh man, that's a hard question. I met a lot of people at HHI, like what's her name? I'm so bad with names. Like I'm such a visual person.
Just describe her.
She's Locker. She's like always wears like a hair piece, like wrap around her head.
Oh, Tony Basil?
Tony Basil. Yeah. She was,
hey, Mickey, you're so fine.
Oh, my God. I was like...
my hey, Mickey.
Yeah,
she sang that song.
She was, like, so sassy, too, when I met her.
She's, like, pretty... She's getting up there in age. Yeah, she's... must be, like, 60 or something.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I've always really admired the Jabberwockies. Like, the first moment that I, like, watched them dance, I was like, I wanted to be like these guys. Like, so, like, meeting Ben Chung was, like, super dope. And, like, taking his class was just, like, my brain, just, like, explosion. He came here last summer, too.
The other Jabberwocky?
The B-boy. No. The B-boy. He just got married. Ronnie. Yeah, like chilling with him and like having dim sum with him. I'm like, yo, this is like nuts, because like you're such a world-class b-boy, and like, you know, like I found out like him and his family, my family are from the same province. So like, yo, that's so ill. Right, like, so who else? I don't know, this is hard. Like, there's just like, I really just appreciate all the dancers that I come across that are like, you know, like they're anyone that's there to like teach and like keep giving back to the community. It's like I just hold them so near and dear, like instant Facebook friend.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Like you could become like best friends with somebody within like one night. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like this one, when I went to Seattle, this guy from this Chinese dude from New York.
Okay.
He entered and like I was like, yo man, you're sick, and I was just chilling with him for a bit because we were staying at the same spot, and then we were talking about like poppers and all that stuff, and like, oh, I was like, yo, you remind me of so and so and so. It's like, oh, okay, like cool, thanks, right? And then like we're just friends now on Facebook, and I'm like, oh sweet, I'll comment on every post that he has. Did you watch any battles out in like when you were at HHI or anywhere?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw some battles at HHI. Like I mean that was last summer, so I'm like my memory is kind of hazy already. But like I just spent most of the summer in Toronto, right? And I saw a lot of the went to the Beats Festival. It's like a hip hop festival that's not the name of it, but I'm just totally forgetting. But like. It was a hip hop festival that they had down on Harborfront, and they were having a b-boy battle there, and it was a 3-on-3, and like saw those b-boys throw down, some of them from Montreal, and like it was really cool to see those guys. And like I said, I saw Pyro and Lady C battle. And what was the question again?
I don't remember, man. I ask these questions and I forget what they are afterwards. Oh, any battles that you've seen. Yeah,
in real life. Yeah. it was cool. It was cool to see, like, I don't know if I've ever oh no, I have seen B-Boys battle, but like it was cool to see a B-Boy battle in Toronto, because like I've never experienced
Was it aggressive?
a little aggressive, yeah.
A
A little aggressive, yeah. Like it's there's some really good B-Boys out there. Jamal was out there battling too.
Oh yeah.
So like that was like cool to see, because I'm like, yeah, Winnipeg, right? Like, and
Sleepy.
yeah, so it was cool. And there was a crew of 3 girls, and I ended up like introducing myself to them like after the battles, and yeah, they're like, it was cool to see the more people in the community, but outside of Winnipeg. So
have you traveled internationally? You've been been to the US, right? Have you ever been like overseas or anything to dance or anything like that?
No, not yet. I tried to like dance out in the Philippines, but that was just so hard, because like you're just on like a family schedule, right? And, like, just seeing your family there, and like, yeah, the last times like I've been out internationally, like in like I was in Italy and France and Greece and stuff. Like I'm just like there for like on a tour, sorry. Right. So it's like kind of like constricted to, but I want to, like, I would love to go to Europe very soon, and then we want to go back to the Philippines, because like Philippines is winning things.
Yeah.
Did you see they won HHI, like they won a gold, they won medals in every category.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna say I'm from now on.
Yeah,
I'm just from the Philippines, straight up. Why are you speaking English?
Yo, like it's crazy, because like they even beat out, like in the mega crew category, they won gold, and they beat out Lock and Law, and Lock and Law was amazing. Like,
I saw the video of Lock and Law.
Of like the recent one or the one from last year?
I think it might have been. I don't know. It was the one where I don't even remember what kind of music they were using. It was just like I think it was a lot of girls. Was it girls?
Yeah, that was the recent one. Yeah,
was okay. That was the recent one.
Yeah, they're so good. Like another, like just a group of people that are all really good at all the styles, like masterful.
Like their locking and the way that they did their formations and everything. I was like, whoa! I gotta figure out how they do that.
I know. I want to know who their choreographer is, because like, yeah, their formations.
But they're from Korea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Korea's
South
like
Korea.
Korea's insane. I don't know why.
I want to go to South Korea. Like on my way to the Philippines, I'm gonna stop in South Korea and take classes, because that would be like the best. Yeah, for sure.
There's so many, like, oh man, it's so sick. It's so crazy. I just watched a video, like there's some poppers that are really crazy out there. Like Hoan is one of them, but whenever he battles, it's like insane. Like they memorize songs so much, and it's like they catch everything, and I'm like, what are you guys doing over here? How do you guys do that? It's so insane. But yeah, Korea is one of the ones that definitely got to go to.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I haven't heard of Philippines like doing that well in the competitions.
I don't know about like freestyling. I don't really know too much about.
But choreography, right?
But choreography, they're just like, when I went to the Philippines, like hanging out with my mom's like neighborhood, Navotas. Like I remember leaving once, and like, because it's kind of like the neighborhoods, and then like there's like the major highway, right? Mm-hmm. Like looking at the bus window and like seeing a group of like 50 people in their chanelas, like practicing like so hard. Like it's like 12 at night, like.
That's crazy.
Like they go in. They can
do everything in their chanelas. They can play basketball in their chanelas, just running up and down the court. I swear I've seen that. Like
I've seen that for sure. Chanelas is sandals for you that don't speak Tagalog.
There you go. Flip flops. Yeah, which you could also get at Canadian Footwear. Promo.
They have a big clearance sale on the second floor. Check it out.
There you go.
That's how I got here.
Yeah.
I was seduced by the clearance.
Ooh, on sale? On sale? It's funny. Like my buddy was talking about these rice sales that they have at the stores. Where the rice goes on sale, and like people are just going ape.
Yeah, because rice, I don't know. I guess rice can be expensive. Like big bags of rice for sure.
It's like throwing bags of rice. Hurry, get it.
Yeah. I try, my mom's like diabetic, so she's like switched on to the brown rice. So yeah, and I went to the doctors the other day, and they're like, you've lost like 16 pounds since you were last year. I'm like, yes. Like, Okay, part of it's the brown rice, but
Brown rice.
part of it is me going to the gym all the time now and like dancing more.
Yeah,
But
nice.
yeah. That's when like I think after HHI, like I was kind of like, I knew that I'd be going back to work full time and I wasn't going to be able to do like the like team thing just because again I wanted to balance my life, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, well, what's going to be my goal? I think that's good to set goals for yourself as a dancer, right? And so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get better at my freestyling. So like I'm gonna train, and yeah, that's pretty much what I did this year, is like training, which includes going to the gym and like working on the cardio, working on the strength training. And like, cause I never used to be, I was not a gym person. I was like, no, I'll just go for the dance classes. Like, but yeah, like I figured it out, and like, I liked doing kind of like a mixture of stuff, like doing strength training with groups, right? Like, because obviously I like being in a group setting. So
Yeah.
like and it's made me a stronger dancer for sure in the last like year or so. Just being able to have that like, you know, cardio behind me, or like having the strength training like improves my like popping like for sure tenfold. Like,
Well, it's an interesting thing too. Like I asked Jeremy Germs about, well, how do you balance the gym and you know breaking or dancing. And he's like, I assign days for just dancing and I assign days for working out. I'm like, that's pretty smart.
That'd be funny if someone at the gym was like, you know, like lifting weights and then in the middle like doing like choreography or like dancing.
That's
like going back to lifting weights.
That's a new workout. It's like a superset of like whatever, like bicep curls. Now freaking pop your chest. Bam, bam, bam.
Can you make a video like that, please, one day?
I'll do that and it'll just catch on. And like,
I'm sure Terry Crews has done it somewhere already.
Euro training. Do you know what I'm talking about? Euro training. My wife and kids.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny.
Terry Crews is the best.
Doing the cabbage patch with like dumbbells. Oh, I guess it's an interesting thing too. And also, I feel like if you're less worried about getting tired in like when you're dancing, you could like put more out there and not worry about it so much.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, oh, I don't have to conserve my energy for like the later rounds or whatever. And because like once you get tired, your creative mind, like something happens to it where it kind of like, I don't know,
takes a back seat for sure.
Yeah, I feel like for me, sometimes for people when they don't have anything else, they create more. I don't know how, but for me, I get tired. I'm like, oh,
you know who looks like he never gets tired? Alomar.
Oh, Alomar. and
it's like he only looks tired like right after battle. Like when he's battling, it's all good, but then after it's like,
oh yeah, I never noticed that. Like
he just has like so much energy. It's the best.
His ground moves are pretty underrated. I think when he does ground moves, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I honestly wish he knew more like popping, so he could kind of incorporate that, because when you do a ground move and then you do like a dime stop right after, it looks crazy sick. And I feel like he could be one of those people who does that. And
would you ever consider coaching a kid?
Coaching a kid?
You know what I mean? Like, what if it got to a point where we were like become coaches and then we have kids and we're like battling?
I've thought about that actually, like coaching kids and like it's a wrestling team or something. Like, all right, you go out there and.
I mean, that's kind of what Rolly does already, right? With his hype kids.
Rolly's freaking awesome that way. Because like every time he introduces me to his students or whatever, he's like, "Oh, this is that popper guy I was telling you about," and it makes me look so good. Like, oh, okay, all right. But then they're so excited to know about the styles too. It's like, "Oh, you do popping and stuff," and like I've never met students like that before. Like even at the studio I teach at. No, like nobody's coming up to me and asking me questions about popping and all this.
Rolly spends the time to like make sure that they stay humble and stay hungry. Like that's literally their tagline. Like he's not only taught them the dance moves, but taught them the culture, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you see like with these kids, like they like are super respectful about like, you know, honoring those styles and the people that come before them. And yeah.
That's another place where probably somebody's going to get really, really, really good.
Wow.
Even Rolly himself, man, like, yeah, he's so excited about learning. It's super like, whoa, man.
Have you seen his bachata dancing? It's real good now.
Oh yeah. Oh damn. Everybody's getting into that now.
I know, Latin dancing. I want to get into Latin. I've always wanted to Latin dance. Like my parents would sit me down and we would watch like the World Latin Championships like all the time.
I remember when those were like on TV and stuff. Or like oh damn, like, and then they would call out the numbers or whatever, like the couples.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was that show called? Oh no, not a show.
Movie.
The movie.
Save the Last Dance.
Is it?
No, is it Save the Last Dance? Or no, that's that other one with
Save
Julia Stiles.
Yeah.
No, I know Vanessa Williams. That's the movie you're talking about.
I'm talking about the one with Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas.
Where he's like teaching these inner city kids like ballroom dancing, and then he like the one scene that I remember the most because it was so striking to me was when they're like all these after school students, they're just like, you know, they're at this program and they're like not paying attention, and then he like comes in and then this really hot chick walks in and they start like doing the tango or something and everybody's like,
what
whoa,
movie is this?
Whoa, I forgot what it's called.
Well, you gotta Google it.
Yeah, it's yeah, I forget what it's called, but it has Antonio Banderas in it.
Antonio Banderas.
And that's super believable that he would be able to dance like that. You know, like Channing Tatum. I don't know, like Channing Tatum. Like I look at his movies
He's
now.
Okay.
At like 22 Jump Street, I'm like, how did he become like a dancer and Step Up? But no, yeah, he is okay.
He's okay. Oh man, how did we get to this?
I don't know. This is what we do on this show. Do you ever enter battles outside of the city?
No, I really was kicking myself. I really should have like joined a battle out when I was in Toronto. Like I would have liked to do that b-boy battle that I watched. No, I don't know. I just haven't. I remember there was one time I was in Vancouver and like there was a battle happening, I think at the university or something. But my cousins were like, "No, don't go to the university," because apparently like girls got like, you know, like attacked daylight or something like that.
Oh,
and they didn't really want to really leave late because I would be by myself. And they're like, ah. So it just hasn't come up. Like, but I definitely would like to start doing that now. Yeah, like now that I've like gone out and I've like watched people, I'm like, I think I do pretty okay.
I think you did pretty good. Yeah. I enter and then I just don't make it past the prelims. Well, no, so there's some occasions where I actually do, but like in Vancouver, I entered three categories. It was for Vancouver Street Dance Festival, and I entered locking, popping, and hip hop. Okay. And then it's funny. I trained so hard for popping. I trained a little bit for locking, and then hip hop I did a little bit, but. So popping, I didn't make it past the prelims. Okay. I was off beat. I was so nervous. I was off beat. Like the moves were there, but
when was this? When did you go?
Like 2 years ago.
Okay.
In the summer.
I really wanted to go that this year.
And then I think it was 2 years ago. And then I entered the locking battle. Made like top. It was weird. I made a top 9 because like I was in a 3-way battle, which was good. And then the hip hop, I made it to like top 16. I'm like, whoa, how did I get over here? You know, like, cause I don't really do. Sure. I know what, you know what my formula was? This is what I tell people. This is my formula for like hip hop dancing for me. I do like top rock. Okay, I do like the hip hop vocab, like, you know, like Roger Rabbit or whatever, and like Smurf and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of twist it a little bit, put a little twist on it, and then in between I do top rock if I can't think of anything. That's what I do. And I just bounce a lot, so it works. But yeah, international battles or like battling out of town is pretty. It's a different thing, especially with the nerves. It's different, I think. I just remember being in like Vancouver. I'm like, God damn, there's like 50 people entered in this popping battle, and they're all like
Korean or Japanese.
They're all Japanese, yeah.
Like,
hey man, where are you from?
Sure.
From Japan, straight up from Japan. I learned from Kite yesterday.
Yeah, I want to battle more. Since I travel so much, I feel like I should probably figure out my life so that it kind of coincides with things like that. But yeah, I just been again like focusing more on my job, like focusing more on my work. So like I didn't want dance to be so intense. Like I just want it to be like a thing that I can like de-stress with, versus it being like.
Yeah, it's totally different if you're on a team for sure, right? Like you've experienced that. The teams are like
can get intense.
It gets intense, right? Like schedule and everything. With me, like the freestyling aspect is just like it's more. I guess it's more loose, where you're like, okay, it's not super fixed, which sometimes can be a bad thing, where like you don't have something every week that you go to
the
session.
Structure, yeah.
But it's more of like a relaxed feel. Like it's not like you have to do this like right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, battling is interesting.
I think what should happen a little bit more is more like freestyle sessions, like with like different types of dancers for sure. That's what I think.
Yeah,
in the city.
I think me and Mark are going to be holding a popping session. We've been saying this for a long time, but we were practicing a little bit with Holy Funk with their sessions, which is a little interesting. And yeah, we're going to be holding a session soon, and hopefully it's going to be like funk styles. I think if you have too many styles in one, like you're trying to do too many styles in a room, like try to cater to everybody, it kind of gets lost. Yeah, so hopefully there's more of those things, like maybe there's like a funk styles practice here, and there's like a whacking one or something over there, or like our house one. Like I like the thing that Lester was doing with those house classes and the sessions. And I think Kellyanne had a class and then a session thing in Nashville recently. So
yeah, with her boyfriend there, and also I think her and Calvin did a class not too long ago. Yeah. I think that we definitely could be doing a little bit more with the freestyle stuff in the city. But I guess that's just how it is, you know. That's like kids, especially now with isn't like America's Dance Crew coming back on TV or something like that? Or
I don't know. Like the last season, I didn't really watch that much. I saw some of the Kinja's performances.
Yeah. I just feel like there's gonna be a resurgence now again because of the Get Down and whatever, right? So
there's that.
I think there's gonna be.
I think it's gonna come out in freestyling more too, because I don't know. Maybe might be a bad thing. I don't know. For me, I kind of perceive it in that way, that we've seen so much as far as choreography on television that maybe people are kind of getting, maybe the mainstream people are kind of getting tired of that, or maybe it's just like overexposed. Because before that, right, when the first season of America's Best Dance came out, it was like, oh wow, they're finally putting it on TV, like oh, it's out there to see, right? And it's just like, here we go, exposed, boom. And then now it's like everything's like out there. So I feel like freestyling will be one thing that will come up, because it's totally different from a choreography competition and like a freestyle battle. I wanted to ask you about your approach when it comes to the styles that you learn. Like, do you think you're gonna be diving into one style really deep, or is there one style you prefer more right now than the others? Or like, is it when you battle, are you gonna just throw in a bunch of different styles however you feel with the music?
I think for me right now, like, because I did spend a lot of like time in the summer voguing and like just kind of, I guess, relaxing. Like I went to a lot of really good, cool, like social parties, and like seeing, just like kind of observing people and like the way that we move and stuff. Like I think for me, when I'm going to be entering, like, for example, this like upcoming battle on Friday, like I'm going to do what I've done before, is just like I'm going to freestyle. I'm going to dance how I want to, and like incorporate like the styles that I want to in the way that I want to. And if it looks really abstract to someone, I'm okay with that, because that's just who I am, right? Like, yeah. So that's sort of how I'm gonna look at going into the next battle, my mentality. And in terms of like focusing on a style, yeah, like I think for me, my next kind of like venture, like I really want to like work on my popping, which means like practicing that and lifting some weights.
I don't know if it's weights that you need. It's just all it is
control of your body.
That's exactly what it is.
Just lifting weights too.
Yeah, it'll help. Like, have you ever seen Boogie Frantic? No. He's just like he's pretty big. He's like when I met him, he's this popper, and I met him when I was in Seattle, and like he was bigger than I thought he was gonna be.
Okay.
And
like,
he's
what do you mean bigger? Like more muscular? Or
yeah, he's muscular.
Okay,
and he does like CrossFit or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's but like you tell he's super in shape, and his control is crazy, especially because he does the animation style. It's insane. It's just like, what the hell?
Yeah. It definitely, I think it helps. Plus, you look good.
Yeah, for sure. Can't complain with that. But yeah, with popping too, one thing that I heard, do you know who Monster Pop is? Have you heard of Monster Pop? Do you remember when Lord came here for Battle of the Year? Remember Angel had a battle at RWB. Were you here for that?
I don't know if I was.
Oh, I think you were. I remember talking to you.
What?
Yeah.
When was this? What year was this?
2012. I want to say.
Oh my gosh, that's so far.
But Lord was here, and then he was teaching me and Mark. He's a popper as well. He was teaching me and Mark, and he told me that Monster Pop said it's good to have a really strong legs if you're popping, because then your base is solid, and then it's easier to pop and turn positions too. Which
is like crazy, because most of the time people teach popping, it's always like the arms first that go first.
Yeah, but your base has to be pretty solid. And
that makes so much sense.
When you see really good poppers, their balance is really good, and their base is like so solid that they could just like really, they're always in control, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's mostly control.
Yeah, popping and see, that's the thing. Like, I love all of the styles so much that I just want to do it all. I think like breaking too is like I've always loved breaking, and I'm like not really, but kind of related to dancing. It's like yoga. I want to do more yoga and like get more practice with my balance and like inversions and like control, like body control, right? So yeah, that's what I want to do a little bit more of. All right, so making me set my goals.
Yeah, do it. I mean, you're already so good. It's just like the next thing will just be like another extra level. Like, whoa. Because again, like I feel like you don't get enough props for what you do, and I'm like, whoa, yeah. And I tell Mark, I'm like, because like after a battle or whatever, me and Mark will talk like, hey man, like, so like who do you think was standing out today? Like who stood out like in the battle or whatever? And like I was like, oh yeah, Maribeth was really good, or like Kellyanne was really sick. And then we talk about this all the time, and it's just like, yeah, you should just like
keep going,
keep doing it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I did a lot of dancehall too this summer too, which was like amazing, and I love it. And so that's always going to be something that I'm always trying to grow my repertoire in that. So
that's the one genre of music where I'm like, I'm dead. once you play the dance, I tell people all the time, like, yeah, if you play dancehall for me, I'm just like, I'm gonna lose that battle. Just no way I'm gonna beat it. Especially if I remember for Jeannie's Who's the Illest battle, like what was that, like earlier this year or something?
Yeah.
Okay, I was written Kellyanne, and they put a dancehall song, and I'm like, oh, I'm dead. Because right before that,
I'm not even gonna go.
Yeah, right. I'm not even gonna go. Just tap out. I think right before that, she versed the round before that, she versed Bob, and they played a dancehall song.
That was hilarious.
And Bob was like, yeah, like no way you're gonna win.
Wine. I'm pretty sure Bob threw a dirty wine in there. Yeah. So good. Yeah, like I think it's good. And I feel like as like a person that like loves it and like is one of the like very few people that teaches it. I think it's like a duty for me to like continue like learning more about that style, because then who's going to teach it here, right?
Yeah.
Because I think people are interested in it and want to do it, and
I think more girls will be gravitating towards that style as well, right? It's more of a, it seems like a very like feeling dance, like you feel that, like
no, I don't know, like I feel a lot of like the like there's definitely different styles of dancehall, and like there's more the feminine style that's like really sexy, has a lot of twerking in it and like hip movements, and then there's like the more aggressive like masculine dancehall style that like you see like dancehall dons doing from Toronto and stuff. So yeah, like I think there's lots of, I think just we as a city haven't really seen that more like masculine style in terms of like people putting choreography on people, I feel like. Yeah,
I feel it would be interesting. I think about that with whacking all the time. I'm like, if like I think about, if I were to do whacking, how could I make it more masculine? Because I'm not girly, you know. When I dance, I don't dance really girly or anything. So, and it's not really like true to who I am. So how do I, if I was gonna learn that style, how do I make it into like who I am, right? But I haven't figured it out yet. Did you run into the Moonrunners when you were in Toronto?
I did, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, they're super nice guys. It was funny, like I actually met them on my way back from the Philippines like last February. Like I was passing through Vancouver and I hooked up with Lester and like Sean and Snap were there, and Lenny was there, I think, too. Like we just ended up all just, and Momo was there too. Yeah, we just kind of like ran into each other, and then, but even same thing with in Toronto, like, you know, like even though Toronto's a bigger city, like people will hang out in the same areas that they're usually gonna hang out in, right? So like, sure enough, like I like ran into Snap like on like Queen and Spadina, and like I ran into like Sean later on at that jam, like the fam anniversary. Okay. So yeah, like yeah, it was good. Ran into a lot of good people. So
and Snap does dance hall as well, right? Like,
yeah, he's like redonkulous. Him and like popping and dance hall is like ridiculous.
That seems like a pair of dance styles that wouldn't really go together that well. I think about like what because I heard about him when he was popping and stuff, and then I found out he does dance hall. I'm like, whoa, really? Okay, that's cool. You know,
I know it's like almost a complete different spectrum, but it just works well. Yeah.
Do you ever watch any popping battles?
I don't say like enough that I would be like, oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Oh, I was just gonna name drop. So there's a lot of people, because I obviously watch a lot of popping battles, but I would just suggest some to you, or maybe there's some
go ahead.
favorites
Shout them out.
that you have. Let's see. Well, there's the ones I've been watching lately are Future and Rashad from Assassin's Crew.
Okay. Where are they from?
I think they're from Washington, D.C. I might be wrong, but I think that's where they're from. And yeah, they're insane. Like their creativity is so sick, and they know so many different styles within that genre. Like they know strutting. I don't know if you've seen strutting before. And they even mix like these crazy I don't know, they mix some hip hop as well within their popping. It's just insane. And if I don't know if I want to drop all these names and be like, you're like, okay. But Kite is, well, you know who Kite is, right?
No.
Oh, he's from Japan.
You should have seen Angela's shoulders drop.
Like,
oh man.
No, I'll put you up on.
I like I'm telling you, I'm not good with names.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, yeah, hopefully you'll get into some of these and then you'll be like, oh, this is sick. Because a lot of those videos for me, it's entertaining, but it's also like inspirational. Like, like once you get stuck in the hole and you're like, I don't know what else to do. And then you
watch
see
some battle videos.
Some battles or just like showcases, and you see like crazy creativity come out. Like, oh, okay, if they could do that, then I could also do this other thing too. So, yeah. What are some other stuff you're into other than dance? So
this is the worst question. Like, honestly, like my students will always ask me this at the beginning of the year, because I'll do like, well, what do you like to do? And I'm like, well, I like to dance. And they're like, what else do you like to dance other than dancing? Like in a sassy kind of way. I did a lot of reading. I'm an only child, so I really like my alone time sometimes. So, yeah. Like I said, I read The Art of Tidying Up.
Life hacks for everybody.
Life hacks. I'm like a creative person, right? So like I like making things. So often I'm doing like weird like side projects. Like the other day, like this summer I made a cutting board.
Oh,
super random.
Industrial arts,
yeah. Like I don't know, just like I like I'm big on photography. I also like, because obviously I teach graphic design too, so like I've always been big, like I love making movies and like editing movies and things like that. And I really just, because I'm coming off of summer, right? Like my mode is like just chill, like just like relax and like enjoy. And so that's what I did. And like I really value spending time with my family and friends. So like if I'm not dancing or if I'm not working, like I like to spend quality time with my family and friends and catch up with their lives and, you know, see how they're doing. And yeah, that's what I do.
What kind of movies do you like to watch?
Movies. I'm not, like, I don't like horror films, so like pretty much everything other than that. So.
I'm exactly the same way.
Yeah, I can't do it. My mom made me into scaredy cat. Like, I can't.
This is how I watch horror films.
Yeah. You do the window slits. Like,
I know
maybe if I cover like 75% of the screen, I won't get as scared.
Yeah. I just do one eye, and then like one eye is like this. It's so bad.
It's so stupid. No, like I love funny movies. I love comedies. I'm a sucker for romantic like comedies, romantic movies. Yeah, like I love taking in entertainment. Like I love going to like live music shows. I love going to the movies. Like I love watching just, I guess, the things that I like doing. I like also partaking in, right? So I go to a lot of concerts. Yeah, music festivals. Like,
you know who I'm gonna watch that's coming here?
Who?
Air Supply.
Oh,
yeah,
that'll be good. When is that happening?
October 19th.
Are you gonna go to Kanye West?
No, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know what I want to do. I really like that new video with Tatiana Taylor.
I don't think I've seen
the Fade
that
video. What?
I think I know the song, right? Like it has
I love it because it's a house song. Like it's a classic house song that he samples.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, and then Tatiana Taylor just like dancing around a gym in like a thong and a tank top.
Andrew's seen it. Andrew's nodding his head. Like, yeah.
Yeah, she's some good dance moves there. Yeah.
What did you think about was it? Yes, it was called. No, was it? Yeah, Justin Bieber, the Sorry video with that had like.
Oh yeah, those girls are crazy. Royal Fam girls. Yeah. Like, and Periscope. Yeah, was the one that choreographed that. Yeah, amazing. I was like, yeah, like good for them. They're like getting like the most exposure. I'm pretty sure that was one of the most popular music videos of 2016, right? So it's like, and it's cool because like Justin Bieber wasn't even in the video at all. So
yeah,
it was just them.
Yeah, Justin Bieber wasn't even in it. It was awesome.
Yeah, so they're like when you see them dance in real life, it's like not even like you're like, what? Like they're just so hard hitting, those girls from the Palace. So like that's definitely a place that I would love to go and like take some classes in New Zealand or something, because like I don't even know, like their training regimen must be crazy because they're just all so good, even the younger ones, like because they have a lot of teams that go for HHI too, and like amazing. They're like robots.
robot dance hall robots. That's what they are. They just like hit a move and then they start vibrating. I'm like, holy crap! How do you do that?
Oh man, talk about vibrating. Like you should see, like when you see like real dance hall, like you go to Jamaica and you see like you just like at a party and you see like how good everyone is at dancing. You're just like, what? Like, I wish this was like my culture. Like, everyone's just sick at dancing.
Well, it was crazy. This kind of relates to that, but I was doing this gig one time, and it was at Area nightclub, and it was like the after party to a concert, and there was an African guy who was doing the concert.
Okay.
So all these Africans were in Area nightclub and they were dancing, and
they're doing like Afro styles, like Afro house and stuff like that, or what?
It was like African, like I don't know, I don't even know what I can't even describe it that much, but like it was like African dancing, and like they were all doing different moves and stuff. Yeah. So it was.
And they're just like vibing off each
other.
Yeah,
they're vibing, and then that's something I don't really see, because like, you know, you go to a club and people just do two-step or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Or just like dance really like weird or something. I don't know. But this was like everybody had different moves and they're switching it up. I'm like, whoa.
Like, there's this cool, like, I was in a class this summer, and like one of my teachers, like at the end of the class was like, okay, like everyone split the room in half and you guys face each other, and like one person will be at the front and they'll do like a couple moves and you just copy them, and then you like, so the group like moves toward the other group and then the other one, and then I like, after like doing it, I was like, yo, this is what it would feel like if I was in a club like battling with my crew against another group of people. Like, yeah. You know, like, and that's probably what those guys were doing too. Like, we need to do more of that. And something that I also kind of like came into the realization of is like Winnipeg people like also have a lot of like, they have like the wallflower like complex kind of sometimes when they're in social situations. Like a lot of people just kind of like sitting at the back, like looking hard, like, you know, like not dancing. But like when I was out in like New York and Toronto, like people were like, everybody was dancing, like everybody. So it's just like everyone's just there to have a good time and like not worry too much about what you look like. I
feel people in Winnipeg have I don't know if it's an issue. It's not an issue. It's kind of just like a thing where it's
too cool to dance.
Maybe it's that, but also people don't want to step on each other's toes, so to speak, when they're dancing. Like sometimes I feel like there should be more interactiveness when you're dancing.
Yeah. Oh,
but then,
yeah.
But then sometimes I feel like, oh, am I intimidating this person? I'm going too hard or something, or should I just like, you know, ease up or just groove or something like that. Like that's how I feel anyways when I step in and like, oh, they're like, hey, what's up? And then like, oh no, this is too much, or you know, it's so super self-conscious that maybe they're taking in my dancing the wrong way or something. But yeah, I think that's an interesting thing, and also the aspect of, well, let's make eye contact when we dance, right? No, like a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah,
when they dance, and I think it's
like,
is there some, you should acknowledge that somebody's actually there too, right? Not that it's just you. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm dancing, I'm not looking at anybody. I don't want to be aggressive at all. And it's like super nice. So maybe we're just too nice. I don't know.
Maybe
except for the B-boys. The B-boys are nice.
I know, like that's the difference.
And they're just nice after the battle.
Well, you notice that too when you battle. It's like all the B-boys will like stare you dead straight in the eye. And, like, if they could, they would do the whole like round with just like staring at you.
Meanwhile, you're just smiling and just like doing a body roll or something. Yeah, for sure.
And then like you see all the other dancers, they're all just kind of like living their life. No eye contact. Maybe eyes even closed. You know when someone really gets into me singing and they're like, ah, and their eyes are closed, it's like Mariah Carey.
Yeah. That's how I hit the high notes. That's how I hit my signature moves. I always close my eyes.
I visualize it in my head. Oh man.
Yeah, there's moves where I visualize them in my head and then I try to do them in real life, and it's like, oh.
Have you ever tried dancing in your head and driving? Don't do that. That's not.
No.
I think you should do this. It's harder than you think it is.
Yeah. Oh no. I'd be like, I'd be popping like while I'm driving, like, bam, bam, bam. And like I always wonder what people are thinking.
Someone's like, yo, that guy's having a heart attack. Or stroke.
Or like I forget that I'm driving and I'll move my head And like, no, I'm not even looking on the road. I'm just like doing like some necoflex thing or whatever. Or I'll just be popping my arms and I'll be at a stoplight and like pop, pop, pop. I'm like, can anybody see this? Hopefully not.
No, I think I need to feel more comfortable like freestyling in public. I've been doing it now, like I was waiting for the bus and like just freestyling and just like whatever. Who cares what people think? Like,
yeah.
If they live in my area, they'll know who I am. If they don't know me, then who cares? Oh man,
it's insane out there. So the next battle is what was it called? Play Your Cards Right?
Yeah, it's a Winston's jam that he's throwing. So, and it's going to be a new spot. So that's super exciting too. It's always good to have new energy.
Dragon Arts Collective? No, it's
yeah.
Okay.
On like
Albert Street?
Yeah, Albert Street.
Pretty close to here.
Yeah, people should come out. It's $15.
It's going to be pretty hype. And I don't know. I think he's organizing it with some other people. Winston is.
Mm-hmm. So have you had Winston on the show yet?
He doesn't want to be on the show.
Aww.
I thought it was funny. I messaged him on Facebook. I'm like, hey, Winston, do you want to be on the podcast? And he's like, no, thanks, man. And he's super polite about it.
Yeah. Oh,
and
okay.
And then cool. I talked to him in person. Because I saw him at like a 3-peat show. Uh-huh. And I forgot what he said, why he didn't want to be on the show. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, yeah, Winston, just come on the show.
He'd have some good stories.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, whatever. This is how it is sometimes. Not the right time.
Your crashing your car story reminds me of it seems like a recurring theme, but it always comes back to it. I don't know. Patrick and him crashing into a deer. Did you hear that one?
I remember that story. Yeah. Was Nim there too or no? Oh no.
I don't think Nim was there. Germs was there.
Oh, okay.
But they crashed into a deer and like head on.
Oh gosh.
And then they totaled the car, the rent-a-car that they had. And everybody was scared.
Was it like the middle of the night or something?
Yeah, middle of the night, and it was snowing. It was like,
oh my gosh, that's like a movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then how did they get home?
I think this happened when they were on their way to Calgary or coming back from Calgary or something. They're driving. I think they had 2 cars because I think it was for city versus city. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but it was for some battle, and a bunch of them went. I think Egg was in another car, and Kevio was there, and so Patrick hit because he was going really fast, but then deer came out of nowhere, I guess, and then they hit it straight on, and they ended up like on the side of the road or whatever, and the cars totaled, and then the other car, I guess, picked them up or whatever, and they
made it home safely,
and they got insurance on that, so so they didn't have to pay for like some crazy stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah,
but did they fall asleep at the wheel? That's not the same.
No, but like, can you imagine Germs in the back seat, just like he's sleeping, and then all of a sudden, bam! And like, oh shit.
Yeah, totally. It's terrifying. I just remember like driving. Next thing you know, I'm like upside down. Like,
were you actually upside down in a movie? Like you had to
my car like flipped over. Like,
did you break anything or
no? Like
what?
And my airbags didn't go off, and like I had no scratches or bruises or anything like that. Just a little bit of whiplash, but like, yeah, like
wow, that's super lucky.
Yeah, like I'm sure I must have been going at least 40. Like,
and you didn't hit anybody else?
No, I hit a truck that was parked.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, so it was super intense. And
so what do you do after that though? Like, what do you call somebody? Like,
what's funny about it is that here's what happened. I had like about a week left in my contract at the school that I was working at, and then like I got out of I unbuckled myself out of this car that I like got out, and like just like staring at the car, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna get to work on Monday? Like that was my first thought. It wasn't like, oh, like am I bleeding? Am I okay? Like did I kill anybody? Like no, it was like, how am I gonna get to work on Monday? Like no, and then like, well, the police came. Like somebody called 911, and the police and the fire trucks came and stuff like that. I had to go to the hospital, but yeah, that was like, and I've never gotten into like a car accident before, so that was like just a little much. Seeing my mom like kind of like, and it wasn't too far from my house, so my mom and my dad like kind of like ran over And it was just like
Oh, shoot.
life changing because like you see your mom like think you almost died, and then like, you know, and that's kind of where the point I was like, hey, I need to like change something drastically in my life here because this is not working. And yeah, it shouldn't take that. It shouldn't be that makes you want to have a balanced life. You should just always want to have a balanced life. But it's hard, right? Cause
yeah, well, that's how we learn sometimes, right? You just kind of mess up and like, you realize it before it's like too late or whatever. So, so yeah, like I think the stupidest thing I did with my car was, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'll just share it with you since you told me your story. But I was in Gimli teaching for X company, and then I was kind of out of it after the class. I was just like kind of tired. Driving down the road, and then I see this path turning right, and I'm like, oh, I should turn right here for some reason, right? I turn right, and it's just like an abandoned road, so it's just snow.
Oh my gosh!
I put my car just went right into the snow, and I'm like, fuck my life. like it wasn't. I didn't go into it really hard or anything, or like I didn't really crash or anything. It just like. Just went into the snow.
The snowbank.
And then I'm like trying to back up. I'm like, oh damn, it's not backing up. So long story short, I ended up calling the janitor at the school that I was teaching at, and then he kind of worked it out where he got his buddy to kind of tow me out and all that. But it was just like the stupidest thing because I just turned and it was like an abandoned road and just like boom, just right into the snow. I'm like, that was the stupidest thing I've ever done with my car. And then I didn't tell anybody that happened.
I feel like most Winnipeg people have run into a snowbank at some point.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, that's like a thing you have to experience at least once.
But yeah, nothing as insane as rolling over. But that's crazy. That's really lucky that you didn't get like hurt at all.
I know,
that much.
Yeah. And my crew, like, they for a hot minute they thought they were gonna actually still do the competition the next day because the competition was literally the next day, but it just wasn't right, so we pulled out, which was like so sad because like our set was ill. Like it would have been amazing, but it's just one of those ones that just end up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah. There's so many of those,
right?
Yeah. Oh, remember we're gonna do this song? Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember we're gonna do that, but we didn't do it. Is there any shout outs you wanna give?
Does this mean we're almost at the end? Because we're shouting people out.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, I guess shout out so many people. I guess shout out to all my friends who like wanted to like me to be a choreographer or teach them or take the time. My family that let me like teach them some choreo. Shout out to my parents for being awesome and letting me dance around the house and forcing me to do things. I guess specifically like shout out to like my like the dance teachers that like had a big part of my life, like Patty Caplet and Sophia Constantini, Demesia for like inviting me to be part of Define Movement, and yeah, like I think for me too also like the project crew like Calvin and Richie and them for pushing me, especially like coming back from like that big hiatus after my crash. Like I was really like, and then seeing how far people had come, I'm like, yo, these kids are sick. Like I'm like so old and out of shape, and they kind of just like gave me the inspiration to like keep pushing and keep learning, and shout out to like Bob and Les for like continuing to push our community too and like teaching me, and you know, anyone I mentioned in this podcast really like I like have the utmost respect for, and hope that they know that I love them and appreciate them.
Cool. I gotta ask you about this before we go though. How did you get the name Tabanera?
Okay, so Tabanera is my last name, and my best friend Bacho, shout out to Bacho, who is like my partner in crime, like huge hip hop head too. Like she, I was just like, what they're like, yeah, like I don't know, I think I need a dance like name. Like, what do you think? What kind of names do you think? She's like, Twerkanera. Like she knew right away. She just knew. And it just kind of stuck. I don't know. I've been like thinking about changing it because like, I mean, like when people hear twerk, they're so like, they just think like, oh, well, you're just like a video hoe. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, it's just so much more than that. Like, I think it's like, I look at it as like a sense of like empowerment. Like, I just feel like twerking's hard. I don't know if like you guys have tried it before.
I've tried it.
Like
it's
twerking
hard.
is not a joke. Like you need quads. You need like, yeah, for sure. And like, I just like, I think it's fun. It's like a fun name. And I don't know. I've been thinking about new names, but I just don't even know what it would be.
It's tough, hey? Yeah. It's
Yeah. Tough. I don't even know if I could give it to myself. You know what I mean? Like, I have never even really come up with a B-girl name. Like, because I just think that someone should just give that to me, not me name myself.
Yeah, for sure. There's some things where it feels more authentic, I guess, if you get it from somebody else, because somebody
from like a master.
Yeah,
it's like you are. I dubbed
young cricket. You are.
Yeah.
You are Mary Beats or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a name that I actually been thinking about, but I don't know. Yeah, like we'll see what happens.
One thing I also want to ask you was, do you consider yourself a B-girl? Because I don't think a lot of people think of you that way, although you've been breaking for quite a bit, right?
I don't know if I think I do the style, but I don't know if I would consider myself a B-girl because I haven't even ever done a breaking battle. I don't think. No, I've never. So maybe once if I started battling again or battling in breaking competitions, then maybe yeah. But I would just say like I do that style, and I think I would need to have a name. That's like that would be a thing that I would need. So
yeah. So I mean,
to my b-boy friends.
Yeah, everybody's listening. Who's listening to this? Germs.
Next time I'm at CK, he's gonna be dubbing all of these different names, throwing these names down.
That's funny. But yeah, if you ever want to do some popping sessions, there's that. Like, I definitely want to see more people grow with that style.
Yeah, I do.
And
teach me
and other styles too. But yeah, we'll do something, and then I'll try to think of a name for you. Popping name. You'll have like different names for different styles. Like I am like this person for this battle.
Like those Japanese masks when you like switch the faces.
Switch them off. All right, so I'm gonna give a shout out to Canadian Footwear again.
Yeah,
they always let us use their room. Very generous. We need Ricky's air horns in here. And next time we'll be back. I don't know who we'll be having next. It's gonna be a surprise. It's always a toss-up. But we will see you guys later. CypherTalk out. Peace.